every time I'm in the street, I hear yak, 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 yak.
What is crackalike on YouTube? This is your boy Deshaun, and today I'm going to go over my top 5 game engines of all time. Now, game engine is basically a software framework designed for the creation and development of video games. So the reason why all video games look different for the most part is because they either run on different gaming engines or that they all are run off of the same but heavily modified version of an engine. So without further ado, we're just going to start off with number 5, whatever the fuck Halo runs on. Now, this little engine is a little shrouded in mystery. It is a custom in-house engine only for Halo games. Not much information is shared from Bungie about this engine, but this engine has to be on this list because I played so many Halo games. Obviously, Halo is my favorite franchise of all time, and I've had so many fond memories of playing Halo, and the engine just, at the time, was really good graphics. At the time, those engines were good. And for them to be all of them sub 720p, that's really cool, except for Halo 4, which is native 720p. But all the other Halos are sub 720p, and the graphics were just pretty good, and they hold a special place in my heart. So I had to put it on this list as number 5, but I couldn't put it any higher because they are not the best graphics out there in the world. So moving on from that engine, we're going to go to engine number 4, IW engine. Now, this engine is pretty popular. You'd probably say it's one of the most popular gaming engines of all time. It is on the games, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty World at War, Quantum of Solace, Modern Warfare 2, and it's a pretty good engine. When I first saw it, it was on MW2, and when I first saw the game, actually played on a HD TV, that was probably the first time I ever seen the game. It was amazing. I mean, it had 60 frames per second, and there was real-time cloth effects and a whole bunch of crazy awesome things, phenomenal animations and lighting, amazing sound, depth of field, and the bullet penetration when you shot a wall and you actually saw the bullets go through the wall and stuff, and it shot and it actually hurt you. That was pretty cool back in the day. And I remember when I went from MW2, because MW2 was the first game that pulled me away from Halo. I went from MW2 back to Halo. I was like, holy crap, what the hell, this frame rate is horrible. But yeah, I had to get back used to Halo. But yeah, that is the IW engine, aka the Infinity Ward engine. And yeah, moving on to engine number 3, Frostbite. Frostbite is a game engine developed by EA Digital Illusion CE and is most known for being in the Battlefield series. Yeah, when I first saw it, it was in Battlefield 3, or not Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2. And it looked okay, I guess. I mean, it looked kind of weird to me, but when I saw it in Battlefield 3, I was like, oh, okay, the graphics are pretty good. And then Battlefield 4 is where it shines. I think it's Frostbite Engine 3 right now. It is also in the new Need for Speed Rival game. They use the same exact engine, and it looks phenomenal on next gen and PC, where next gen is 1080p 30 frames per second on Xbox One and PS4. So that engine looks phenomenal. When you blow up shit, I mean, who doesn't like blowing up shit? In all the Battlefields, the most known feature of Battlefield is being able to destroy everything, and the Frostbite really shines with the explosives and the lighting and the sound. The sound is amazing. All the vehicles are very well done, but it's third on my list and not any higher because whenever you play the game when it first comes out and the patches are just not there, obviously the bugs will make you just want to go.
Really, Eugene? Is it that serious?
Yeah, DICE needs to get on that shit. You bought a $60 unfinished game with Battlefield 3 when it first came out and Battlefield 4 when it first came out. Yeah, so that's why it's not any higher. But yeah, we're gonna move on from that to engine number 2, which is CryEngine. CryEngine is obviously from Crytek, and it is most known for Far Cry Crysis, Crysis Warhead, Crysis 2, Crysis 3, and yeah, Crytek is always known for being highest in graphical fidelity. The most recent game I could think of that uses CryEngine or by Crytek is Rise for the Xbox One, which is a really good game. The animations on that shit is amazing. The poly count in that game is amazing. The fire is amazing. Another game that I also just thought of was Evolve, that's coming out for all the consoles. Evolve, the fire looks amazing on that game. You can always tell a graphics engine by the how they render fire and how they render water. Every game renders fire differently, if you ever notice. I mean, they might have some similar walls or some similar other things, but fire is really where each graphical designer takes their pride. Fire is always done differently in every game, and the fire in that game is fucking amazing, or fire in CryEngine is fucking amazing. So that's why I put it number 2 on my list, but I didn't put it at the top of my list because I don't have any fond memories with CryEngine. I did have Crysis 2 on my computer, but my computer couldn't run it at high settings. But the lowest settings on CryEngine still look fucking amazing. And we might not see CryEngine anymore because Crytek is going on a really bad path right now. People are leaving actively. People are actively looking for jobs. Higher ups, CEOs and stuff are actively leaving and looking for other jobs. People are bad mouthing the company and saying that it might be going under because people are not receiving their checks on time. And yeah, we have to just see. It might go under, it might not. But yeah, moving on to the number 1, in my opinion, the best graphics engine of all time that is prevalent in a lot of games. There are so many games that uses this engine that you've probably played more than 10 games on this fucking engine, and it will be the Unreal Engine. And this engine is most known for being on Gears of War Saga, Gears of War 1 through 3, and even, well, it was Gears of War Judgment, which we should never talk about that game ever. But Unreal Engine was made by the company Epic Games, and they use it in their Unreal Tournament. They use it in Gears of War and some other games like Bioshock, Mass Effect, Deus Ex, Graw, Red Steel, Borderlands, Brothers in Arms, Homefront, Mirror's Edge, Singularity, Rainbow Six Vegas, and a whole bunch of games uses this engine. One of the most recent and popular games that uses this engine is an indie game called Outlast, I believe, and another indie game called Goat Simulator. And I can't wait to see this engine on Gears of War 4, which we know has been confirmed to come out, and it has been bought by Microsoft, so it's going to come out on the Xbox One, and I can't wait to see that because this is my favorite engine of all time. When I first saw Gears of War 1, when the guy got chainsawed in half, damn, that was a fucking crazy experience that I had as a child. And I love how as Gears of War 1 through 3, the engine just kept getting better and better. How they changed the lighting, they changed the destructible environments, they changed the blur effect, and they changed everything about it. The only thing I just don't like about it is that they never got 60 frames per second out of it, but that's console restraint. Gears of War 1 was actually ported to PC, so you could get that in 1080p 60 frames per second, and that looks phenomenal. But yeah, those were my top 5 engines of all time. If you have a different engine that you think is better or wasn't on this list, don't be afraid to list it in the comment section below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos, I will be posting more, so subscribe. This is Buddy Shine, and I will see you guys later.